Why aren't any of you talking about nuclear, by the way?
Well, the National Party are the only party that want to have a discussion about it.
Discussion?
That's not
but
true.
you've been in power for a decade. So what have you done about it?
The National Party, we're our own party. Unlike the Labor Greens alliance, we won't go there, but the National Party want to have a discussion about that. And like I tried to say before Dale interrupted, the problem with the Labor Greens alliance, the problem with One Nation, they want to fight about things. We need a vision for the future of our region, and that's why the Nationals have got a $1.3 billion package as a part of the recent budget for the Hunter. That's on top of investing $600 million into the Kurri Kurri gas-fired power station. That's on top of the investments that we've made in previous budgets into the Hunter region, over $4 billion in infrastructure directly into the Hunter region. The Nationals have a plan for our future to support existing industries, to grow our economy, diversify our region, to support families in Lake Macquarie, to support the blue-collar workers in the Hunter Valley. We have a plan and a vision, and all we're getting from the other parties is infighting and deals with the Greens, Dan.
So straight up, I'll come back on this one, because Labor is its own party. We have its own policies, and we have, at the end of the day, we have already said, Anthony Albanese has said online and said in many, many articles, many times, that we will form government on our own right. That is what has been said.
That may not be your choice, Dan.
Yep, so, well, that is what he said. So I can only take him on face value, the same as you could, the voters could take me on face value.
But you know how a parliamentary system works.
Yeah, I do,
and you know how the Teal independents work. You know what they want on climate. So you're saying here that Anthony Albanese has told you that he wouldn't negotiate to form government?
All Anthony Albanese has said, and he said it everywhere, is that we want to form government on our own. And if we do the right things, we will form government on our own.
Everyone does, but it's not always possible.
Unlike James and his party here, who he says the Nationals are the only ones, unfortunately, their leader, and there's two different leaders of the parties there, is that right?
So
are you saying that you guys are the only ones that get to make the call, so the Liberal government doesn't have a choice on it?
I'm saying on nuclear energy. Okay. Is the Labor Party willing to have a discussion in Parliament on nuclear energy?
I'll be honest straight here right now and say I don't know, because that hasn't come up in my conversation. So you don't know the Labor Party's policy on nuclear energy?
Well, we don't know either, James.
We
don't know what's in the Nationals coalition agreement, to be honest. Would you like to see that?
Well, the National Party policies...
Would you like to tell us what it is?
The National Party policies are all on our website.
No, but we don't know what the coalition agreement is.
You want to know ours? So what is the...
We don't know what the coalition agreement is.
We're talking about nuclear energy here, and the only party willing to have a discussion with the Australian people. At the end of the day,
one nation want to go.
One of the major parties
saying, if you really want to go, and let's keep our coal-fired power stations going. Let's keep them going. Let's improve them. Let's burn clean coal that we can produce in Australia. And then what we do next is, if we're really serious about getting net zero emissions, let's build nuclear power stations. That is the only way. If we are serious about, if these major parties are serious about net zero emissions, let's keep burning clean coal produced in Australia and build nuclear power stations. That is the only way and the best way for our agricultural industry. Our people, our rural people, are absolutely sick to death of being told that they're going to get wind turbines on their ranges, solar panels across their beautiful alluvial soils. So if we're very serious about getting to net zero emissions, let's continue our coal, burn clean coal, improve our power stations, and let's develop and build nuclear coal-fired power stations, and we'll have clean zero emissions that these two parties are hitting as of zero targets.
Loud and clear, Dale. Let's get to the cost of living.
James has been saying that they're putting billions and billions of dollars in infrastructure over the last 10 years. So where is our promised Singleton bypass? Where is our promised Muswellbrook bypass? So our miners can get home to their families safer and quicker, because they're working 12.5-hour shifts every day. Yeah, well, I haven't finished my question, James.
Okay, sure.
So let me finish. So. They're working 12.5-hour shifts every day. They've been promised for the last 10 years on every election, every state, every federal election, that they're going to get a bypass. And apparently you're saying that dirt's going to be turned by the end of the year. Is that correct, James?
Well, I think what Dan's forgetting is we've had a Labor representative for over 100 years.
But the Labor representative doesn't matter here, James.
The job of a
representative... It doesn't matter, because we haven't been in government to make that happen. It's like going to Grandma and asking for a chocolate biscuit.
So let me be clear.
So Joel has fought hard to try and get a bypass, but has got nowhere, unfortunately, with the government that you want to represent.
So let me be clear. If you were to be elected and not in government? Are you just going to sit down in your chair and not advocate for
No,
anything?
certainly not. I'll be advocating for everything for this area
So
because
hang
I
on,
care
has
about
Anthony
this area.
Albanese made this an election promise, the bypass?
We haven't made any promises on this
Right.
yet because we're sick of promising.
They don't have a plan.
Hang on,
We're sick of promising
but Anthony
something that they're
Albanese
going
could
with.
be Prime Minister, and you
Yeah.
haven't been able to convince him to commit to this bypass?
We've spoken about this bypass and we will follow. If it's in the budget already,
So
it
if
will be
you're
getting done.
elected,
If it's in the budget already,
will your
it'll be getting
constituents
done.
get it?
If it's in the budget already, we'll be looking at it and talking to our state government counterparts, trying to get it along the line.
Right,
These guys are saying there's going to be dirt turned this year, but
Quickly,
there's not
James,
going to be dirt
before we
turned.
get to cost
because
of
it's been
living.
promised.
We need to talk about the cost
It's
of
been
living.
promised. Every election this has been promised.
1 minute he says that we're not doing it, then he starts to defend it by saying, well, we don't need to commit to it because it's already in the budget. We know what we've done. The $560 million Singleton bypass is coming to the people of the Hunter because of the Nationals in government.
When's it coming? When's it coming?
The 268, you can go to the website and look, but the construction starts next year. The Muswellbrook bypass, $268 million under the Labor Party, has never been funded. No promise or commitment from Albanese or Dan on the Muswellbrook bypass. But the Nationals in government, we are delivering the big picture infrastructure for this region. You know why? Because our kids and our grandkids deserve a future in this region.
James, how many times can you promise something before it's a fake promise?
I thought you just said that it's in the budget.
It's been your budget for the last 3 elections, and it's never happened. It has
Laura,
never
can I-
been done,
Laura,
and it's
can I-
been there.
can I
It has
jump
never
in?
been done. So where does that money go?